One last view of the port. We'll be seeing this again for a while. The wind's already picking up. It's right on our nose though, so we're kind of motor sailing. With the motor, we were sailing out. We're gonna have to do a few tacks. Approaching the San Pedro lighthouse and the break wall. Preemptively putting on one of these seasick patches and put that on there. So yeah, right near San Pedro. Looks like I'm racing these two other sailboats. Past that guy, I'm getting pretty neck and neck with this guy. Looks like he pulled ahead. Sunset on the first day. We haven't quite made it past Catalina, but we're getting there. It's a little rough going right now. Wave just came through the hatch. Recording. Here is my solution to my leaky hatch. I had these rubber ones before, but I think they had too much stretch. So I just cleated these extra ropes. It does seem to be holding it down firmer as long as it doesn't leak on this back side. This ship just came out in the middle of nowhere, charging right towards me. I do not understand what they're doing. It was like an aircraft, small aircraft carrier. There was airplanes on it. It looked like they're just sailing away now. Yeah, I did not like that. The sun is starting to come up. See it kind of cresting over there. Conditions are pretty good today. I've got the main sail triple reefed right now. And sometimes I feel like I can pull the reef out. I actually get the wind gets pretty light, but then it goes up to these gusts to almost 30. And I want to keep having to take it in and out, so I'm just gonna leave it triple reef for now. Just kind of get my feet warm. And a glass of scotch, staring out at the ocean. It's all ocean all around right now. Pretty nice. Little bird. You join me? Hey, buddy. Little bird, friend. Buddy. But this is all that it takes to clog up this pump. It's clogged up twice so far. And I have identified the leak. I'm not sure if it's the only one, but the one I see the most is the starboard navigation light. It's not too bad. I think this repair is going to be doable. The bow is staying out of the water while we're hove to. All right, I think I finally got everything rebedded, watertight. Kind of extreme cooking. I'm making my eggs in a bag. I put an egg and green chili and some cheese, and then just boil it in there, and it makes a nice little omelet. The second ship I've seen today. I think it was going to come pretty close to us. It's still not that close. I'm just always surprised at how big the ocean is. You still run into ships this often. Almost. I got the spinnaker up, but it's the challenge getting it to stay open. And it's barely any faster than the Genoa. I think it's just the wind's just too light. Come on. There. I went and grabbed my phone and now it's all backwinded. There it goes. Not a lot of wind today, but I'm not in so much of a hurry, so it's still a very nice day. Let's see, the seas are pretty flat. There's a little bit of a swell. Very small. I got the main reefed and flat with like a little kind of mini preventer kind of setup to keep it from flapping around. And most of our power is getting from the jib, and that's pulled out also to keep them from flapping around too. We're going about 2 knots. It's a little under 2 knots now. Incredibly, the wind vane's doing a great job keeping us on course. I've just been reading today. I don't know, I probably won't end up doing like maybe 50 miles, not very much. But for a while I put out the spinnaker, and I'm almost done with my book. I'm making some pasta now. I'll put cheese sauce in after it's done. It's Monday, which means we've been out here an entire week. I just woke up. Our course has shifted south with the wind. So I set it to go wing on wing. Just a little bit, but just very little. Hardly any wind waves too. Pretty happy with that. Wind vane was not doing a great job of steering with the spinnaker, so I put on the electric autopilot and it's doing much better. Still, the wind shifts, and so I do gotta adjust the course. That's the disadvantage of this guy. We're sailing through a little bit of a squall, but the rain should help wash off some of the gear. I eased out the main. It's already got 2 reefs in it. We're still heeling pretty good, but it's a little better. We're not slamming anymore. It looks like if I get to the next 24 hours of beating into the wind, the next 11 days look really good according to the forecast. Real frustrating conditions. We're just beating back and forth, hardly making any progress at all. It's just covered so many miles, but made so little progress towards Hawaii. Headed right into it. Well, I guess it's not too bad so far. We'll see. It's pretty dark looking. A bit of rain. Not too bad so far. Looked a lot more ominous than it was. Wind picked up a little. Every once in a while, a wave kind of breaks over to the side. Flying along between 5 and 6 knots now. Down to 4. So I think go up to 6 all the time though. Yep, getting there, almost to 6. The wind vane, so it's steering all right. This will be the first day we do 100 miles in one day, which I thought I would be doing that almost every day, and I haven't done it once. My best so far is 75, but we're right on track to do 100 miles today. Once again, actually that's not true, it's a tiny little breeze, but it's not really enough to push us along. What this means is it's finally going to be shower time for me. So I got my, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the water, and then I'll suds up, and then I'll jump in again to clean myself and rinse off with fresh water. So I got my solar shower. I guess get my towel. Lunch today is SpaghettiOs, yummy, and meatballs. And then I'm gonna go take some more noon sights. I think it's not gonna be noon for another hour, so that'll give me time to eat. I think I've been out here too long. There it goes. So rising. So I took my noon sights and I found the site of the local noon, and then I calculated the latitude and longitude, and then I compared it with the GPS numbers, and I was only 18 nautical miles off, which that's pretty good, I feel like, with a cheap plastic sextant and on a rocking boat. I feel like that would be good enough to find Hawaii if all my electronics go kaput. Another day becalmed on the ocean. I went for a swim this morning. I took everything out of the front of the boat to dry off. It's all up there. I added a trailing line to the boat in case I fall overboard so I can grab it. Somewhere out there. It's got a little old boat fender on there too, so I can see it. Makes me feel a little bit better. Made maybe 15 miles today, just drifting. We're sailing through a little squall. Kind of exciting. Gusting about 30 now. We've been beating upwind, and I think it's like a little low pressure system. I've been like watching the barometer and like looking at the forecast, and it looks like we're kind of like gonna go through it, and it's kind of moving south on us. So once we get to the other side, we should hit the backside, and it should give us a push instead of having to fight against it. At least that's what I'm predicting. Raining a little bit. It's a little dark. It's not super dense. I think we're kind of probably near the middle of it right now. Trying to figure out what the weather's really doing. It's like putting it into practice really makes it so much more real. My bed was getting all wet. We're doing 6 knots on a triple reef main, and we're right on course. So I feel like tonight we're gonna really put some miles behind me. I need to wake up every hour and make sure we stay on course, because I feel like the wind's gonna keep shifting further north. But this is good, and it's looking like it's gonna be even better for the next 8 days. Wow. So I think we can finally start putting some real distance. Oh, and we just crossed the 30. I made it 1/3 of the way there, 716 miles. Right on. Feeling good. Might have to put on the music to sleep tonight, because I can handle the motion. I get used to that, but the sounds. Birds are pretty cool. They've got really long wingspans, and they kind of soar on the swells. Where'd it go? Kind of come out of nowhere. My laundry got wet when the hatch leaked. So I decided to rinse it out, but now I'm not sure how I'm ever get it to dry, because it's not all that warm out. And also while I was doing that, I found this squid guy. I think it came up through the cockpit drain, it looked like. Weird. Maybe I should put him on a hook, fish with him. I'm too lazy, just gonna throw him over. I'm plotting our progress today, and we're about almost halfway there. Or maybe 2 more days till we're halfway there. Distance-wise, at least. Hopefully we're already halfway there based on the trip length. I think maybe we're in the more consistent trade winds. We went just under 100 miles yesterday. 96 miles, I think. Those are new best time. And today's looking like we might get close to 100 again also. We never made it above 100. I never made it to 100. I keep thinking we're gonna get there, and then the wind always slows down like right before the clock rolls over. But should be pretty good sailing for the next few days. So this is my method for making an omelet on the boat. Works pretty well. You take a Ziploc bag, green chili peppers in it, 1/3 of a can of this small kit. Day 15 of unrefrigerated eggs. They still look like they're doing pretty good. We're on day 15 also of unrefrigerated cheese. This is a new package. Then you just put this in the jet boil, and then fill it up with water so it covers the egg, and then wipe that up. 2 or 3 minutes, and you can see it's all cooked. So I just put it in my bowl, and then if you eat it out of the bag, you don't even have to wash the bowl. Turn this guy off. We're continuing to sail downwind today. Nice clear day. We're kind of running low on food. I'm down to almost all out of candy, which is a harsh reality coming up, and I'm really bad at rationing it. We're going through it quick, man. We got a little baby flying fish on the deck. Again, we're 1,000 miles away from any land. It's amazing these birds are so far out here. Got a little wet. Yeah. Gonna dry out. You think you might fly away? Not a smooth ride as you hope it, or just. You got it, buddy. Oh yeah, it's nice and dry up there. Woo. It's a good spot. Yeah. Oh no! This is my clumsy little bird friend. I don't know what she wants. You come back here? It's a friendly little bird. She really just likes to sit in my hand. It's so bizarre. It's a wild bird. She's perfectly happy chilling with me. She's very stressed out in the cockpit. I made Henrietta a house so that she won't have to lay in my bed. It's got windows and a doorbell and even a little garden out front. Let's see if she likes it. Henrietta, do you want to go in your new house? I think you might like it. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try, Henrietta. We gotta give things a try sometimes. Give it a try. Go in there. I think you might like it in there. Yeah? Is that good? I don't know if she likes it. You got your foot kind of funny in there. Alright. Maybe it didn't give you enough room for your tail. Henrietta decided to fly away. I put her out on the deck to see if she wanted to. And after stumbling around a little bit, she spread out her wings for a while. And waited for a little bit, and then she flew away. I think it's probably best for both of us, because she didn't seem to really like the boat rocking around very much, and I was worried she was gonna poop on stuff. She did poop on the deck once I set her out there, so I think that was pretty good timing for the both of us. Just had a real big set of waves coming through. A couple of them crashed over the stern. One of them swung us around on our side and then over the starboard side when I was down below. I think the course had gotten, the wind vane kind of course adjustment had gotten adjusted a little bit, so I tweaked that, so now we're running down away from the waves a little better. They were breaking over us too for a little bit, but they seem to have calmed down temporarily. Here's a pretty good one. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo. Can't even see the horizon anymore. Got another little fish. The amount of wind shifts tonight are insane. Like every 15-30 minutes it shifts 90 degrees. And so I had to adjust the wind vane or self-steering if I wanted to keep it on course. And now we're going like against the waves. So like the waves are heading us side on. And just like the noise of the sails slapping around is just driving me crazy. And of course, like right before this, I went and took out the reefs so the sail are bigger and they have more to flap around. If I leave the third reef in, it's not as bad, but it's got the second reef in instead. I mean, look at like how the boat is rocking. It's insane. So much noise. It's miserable. So I was just realizing my solar arch has been kind of slowly leaning forward to the point where it's revving up against these the backstays, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I just realized it's got two big cracks on two of the rear. One crack right there, and then another in the exact same spot over here. Well, when I made this, the metal shop didn't have the larger radius die for bending the tubing, so I used the smaller one than was ideal, and it you can see it kind of kinked it, and that's where it seemed to crack. It seemed like it would be, I thought it would be strong enough, but I guess, you know, with all the constant rocking of the boat and, you know, pounding and stuff, it wasn't. I think I'm gonna jury rig like a smaller solar arch, but I need to cut off these kind of parts where it broke, so I can fit the connector on top of there. Fortunately, I got my power tools, and they're battery powered. I can recharge them too. So I'm just gonna chop those off, and then I'm gonna build a new arch in this rocky rolling boat. New stern arch. I kind of like it. It's kind of simple and kind of minimalistic. I think it doesn't clutter up the boat as much. And actually it seems to be much stronger, because before I had both of the things going straight up. And I think now that because they're kind of triangulated, it's so much sturdier. It's not wobbling back and forth as much. We'll see when I put the solar panels on. But the challenge is going to be, since it only has one bar going across, I got to figure out a way to mount the solar panels a little differently. I just finished rebuilding the solar panel arch. It took a while, but it came out pretty good, and it had an addition is now I can aim the solar panel. I got these lines here and here, these blue ones, and they connect to the solar panel, and it pivots on the middle mount, and then so I can aim the solar panels this way, or this way. Oh man, I threw up this morning. I think that's the second time, only the second time ever I've thrown up on a boat. It's so weird because I haven't felt seasick at all since like the very first or second day. I feel a little better now, but it's still not great. We got a jackpot today. Looks like we're having flying fish for breakfast. Got 2 of them. And then there's some little ones over on the over here. And I could maybe I can use those as bait, and I can catch a bigger fish. Maybe a tuna. Figure if I remember out. I gotta figure if I remember how to do this now. Alright, I was pretty lousy at filleting the fish, but here's my little piece. Cook it and frying it up in butter. See how this frying fish tastes. Actually looks pretty good. It smells good. That's fantastic. That's really good. I think I might need to catch myself some more flying fish. The waves are getting big again. Kind of annoying. Just trying to make some rice. Little flying fish, guys, as bait. This is my fishing setup. It's pretty simple. Just like a spool, hand spool, and then some shot cord, a carabiner, and then a hook. I was just trolling it for a while, but I didn't catch anything. I think I'm gonna go for a swim because we're hardly moving. So I'll put the sail down, go for a swim, and then maybe I'll put this guy back in again. I just took my second shower for the trip. This time the solar shower worked real good. Got it real hot. Feel very clean. Although my hands, like the skin is like falling off my hands now. It's weird. I just jump in the water, and then I climb out and I put a bunch of like shampoo and soap on, and then I rinse it off with the fresh water from the solar shower. I use about 2 gallons of water from the solar shower. It's probably more than I really need, but it feels so good. There's a bunch of birds out here. There's 3 of them. The waves are picking up. There's a couple more. We got breakfast, looks like. Yummy, yummy. We're sailing through a squall now. The boat's doing fine though, so I just decided to stay down here because it's raining. We're going really fast. We're like doing 7 knots, and I see 8 a lot of times too. Probably maybe averaging 6.5 right now. Awesome. Flying fish, cooking, try number 2. Came out just as good as last time. Get big. Pasta ready. Pasta. Pasta and waves. Bird. $250 miles to go. I think maybe tomorrow or the next day we should be able to sight land. Visibility is probably not quite good enough today. I think it's a little too far anyway. Getting pretty warm out, probably in the 80s almost. Probably averaging 5 knots right now. I was just in the cockpit adjusting the course, and the wave came over and it pooped the cockpit and got me pretty wet. Kind of sucks because it's uncomfortably hot here in the cabin, but I can't leave any of the hatches open because we're getting a lot of waves coming over. And if I sit out in the cockpit, then I get in waves blasting me. So it's like either get soaked or be uncomfortably hot. That's my two options. Kind of sucks. I'm kind of over this right now. Just want to be there. I'm only 150 miles away. It's so close. There's a bird in front of my boat. It took a lot of tries to get up there. The bird's been up here for 5 hours. Like it's a lot of work to balance up there. It's bird flying around, floating in the water. Kind of cool looking. I am 19 miles away from Hilo. Land is actually 15 miles away from me. There's some land over there, but I still can't see it. It's all hidden behind a cloud. But I do have a little bit of cell signal, so I've been able to, check my emails and kind of get connected back into society a little bit, which is nice. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go for it, and just it's going to be probably about 11 p.m. at night by the time I get in. I'm trying to decide if I should just go for it and try to anchor tonight, or if I should just heave to offshore and then do it in the morning when there's more daylight to see with. It doesn't look like a particularly difficult harbor to sail into though, so I think I might just go for it. It'd be nice to just get there and get it over with. But then again, it's gonna be late anyway, so there's not really much advantage of getting in, tonight versus tomorrow. So I don't know, we'll see. The waves are still kind of large. Hopefully they get smaller. Wouldn't be looking forward to sailing in the harbor with, the waves this big. See my first sign of land. There's lights in the distance. Oh man. That far away either. So exciting. So exciting. Woo! Oh man, it feels so good. Yeah, this is good. Woo! I'm actually doing it. I'm gonna make it there. Just don't screw anything else up. I'm so miserable. Of course, the wind is dying because the sun went down. I think probably the breeze is switching. I'm super seasick because everything's dark. I don't have any point of reference. I'm trying to do too much stuff. The sails are just making it flapping. So much. The waves, oh my god, it's so bad. I've got 4 miles left. I've sailed 2,100 miles, and the last 4, I'm more seasick than the rest of the trip. I'm just so miserable, and it's there's all these lights. I'm just stressed out, looking at everything, trying to gauge where I am. I should have just hove to 10 miles offshore and sailed in tomorrow morning. It would have been so much better. So a couple miles offshore, we're getting the effects of the the shore effects, where the sea breeze and onshore and offshore breeze kind of canceled out the prevailing winds. So I had to decide just to put the motor on, and then I have I can't talk right now, the autopilot steering instead of the wind vane. It's like a little electronic robot steering arm. It's like a compass. The wind's been shifting so much as I got closer to shore. The wind vane was just getting obnoxious to change all the time. So it's not quite as pleasant as sailing, but it's only for a couple miles, and then we'll be at anchor. It's gonna be. We just sailed in past the break wall. I'm feeling way better now that the waves died down. The seasickness has gone away. I just got the jib up. Still got the electric motor on, just pushing us a little faster. I'm gonna try to turn it off right now. But the smells are just incredible. It's amazing. Like I think I just haven't smelled land in so long. It's like, oh, it's just so good. It's like some spice I haven't smelled before. It's like, at first it smells really good. Just makes you really happy. I just feel really good right now. I was feeling seasick before, but now that I'm in the break wall, I feel really good. And I'm gonna go try to find this like transient dock that the yacht club I got in touch with. Thanks to James, he kind of set that up. So we're gonna see if that's available. If not, I'm just gonna turn around and anchor right outside the beach, and then we'll see if we can find the harbor master tomorrow morning. It's a pretty cool little spot. We did it. Los Angeles to Hawaii. Gosh, oh my gosh. Walking on land feels so weird. Can't walk straight. It's morning time. I'm at this like transient dock. I got a pretty good night's sleep. There was definitely some rain last night, so I cleaned off some of the salt on the boat, which is good. One of the guys at the local yacht club is going to come out and we're going to get some breakfast. Feeling pretty good. Just going to go ahead and start kind of organizing the boat again, getting it cleaned up a little bit. It's actually in pretty good. It's not too much disarray, but there's still some stuff I need to do. And I need to find get in touch with the harbor master. I wasn't able to call him last night. Sailing club got me these little mini Hawaiian bananas, and they're pretty delicious. They're kind of just like little bite-sized guys too. So here's what the spot I pulled into looks like in daylight. It's near the Suisan fish market, and I'm up against this concrete wall. It's kind of cool. These tires. There's maybe 7 or 8 other boats on this wall. Sailed in through there. It's really nice. I like it. Waiting for the harbor master to come in so I can get legal. And in the meantime, I think I found that there's like a hose spigot right here, so I got a hose so I can just hook up to that and clean off the boat. Get all that salt off. So much salt. So it looks like we were in someone else's spot. I'm gonna go over near Reed's Bay, and I'll just anchor over there. And just dropped the anchor at Reed's Bay, as I was instructed to by the harbor master. Finally got him on the phone. It's a nice little spot.